Hi YouTube, it's Diane. I have to make an adjustment. Just give me a second here. It's gonna be good enough. I just thought I'd do a regular update. I have this thread that is driving me nuts and I have to cut it. I'm loving these scissors, these ginger scissors. Ginger. I've heard it ginger and ginger, I'm not sure which way to pronounce it. And I just made my fob out of a keychain I picked up at the Tryon Palace in New Bern, North Carolina. Today is February 16th, 2020. Life updates. Valentine's Day was the first anniversary of my daughter being cancer-free. Yay! We've never really done a lot on Valentine's Day because our anniversary is March 14th. But now we have a reason to celebrate Valentine's Day. We're going to do a family dinner celebration when our Marine comes in the next month and a half. And then kind of a combination, celebrate her being a year cancer-free and kind of send him off. He'll be international for a while. Let's see, other news. My fourth child, who is in college, found out that he is on another honor society. It's a National Honor Society, so it looks good on his resume, and he got another scholarship. So he's doing fabulous in college. He's a double psychology art major, and he has like a 3.95 or 6 grade point average, so he's doing very, very well. Let's see. Trying to think of the other kids. We've all been healthy, knock on wood. My husband, his treatments are regular and I think they're helping, so we're going to keep that going. For me, I don't have an ulcer, but they're still not sure exactly what's going on, so we're working on that. But yeah, I think that's about it for life updates. I think it's Teresa Kitten Stitcher who started What Am I All Into? And since the beginning of 2020, I've been very focused on improving my health overall, beyond what this weird whatever is. What am I all into? We bought a treadmill and I am into walking on it. Although now I'm running. So my goal eventually is to do more running on it than walking. I live in Minnesota. I am not running on ice and snow with idiot drivers on the road, and we don't have sidewalks through here. So yeah, it works nice. And plus, I've been doing that a few times a week, and then on the odd, or like Monday, Wednesday, Friday running, walking, and then Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday doing some other just very, I'm a newbie to regular exercise, so very, very beginning stuff. And part of it has been stretching, and especially my hips. I imagine I never really thought, giving birth to 14 children over the years probably screwed up my hips, but it's actually helping my foot, so I don't know, but that's what I'm all into. I'm never going to be into a certain dress size or anything like that. It's just for my general health, and I'm actually enjoying it, which is weird. I never thought I would. But let's go into haul. I don't have much. I got my fabric of the month from Fiberlicious. Glowing Dreams. I get 32 count linen. I get a fat 1/8, which is roughly 13 by 17, and this is beautiful. Yeah, that's showing pretty true to color. This is the perfect size for the Nora Corbett Pixies, and I have a number of them if you've followed my channel for any length of time. Not sure which one to put on there. Probably a darker one with the lighter background. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't looked, but it's really pretty. I don't think she's shown this, so this is the February fabric of the month. I don't think she's shown the March one. But I've been part of her fabric of the month. This is my second year. Love them. And maybe this is even my third year. Anyway, recently she's been more into neutrals too. So I like the wild colors. If you've watched my channel, you know that. And I like the neutrals, so anywhere in between. Bella Filipina, Star of Christmas. And then, of course, he released Enchantress, the mermaid. Oh, I am so tempted. But this one's really, really pretty. And she is large. She's very large. And Mirabilia, Lillith of Labrador. Finally received her. I've seen somebody stitch her in the Call for Colors, and she's beautiful, but I see her in a different colorway. So we will see how that goes. I just love her hair. And like, this is a lot of beads through here, and this tail. It's just a lot of personality. A lot of personality in her. And can I say, okay, this is kind of a pet peeve of mine. I'm going to get on a soapbox here. I will... So sorry. Oh, dust bunny. I was vacuuming before. Some people will say, oh, you know, it's sealed and all that. That really doesn't mean much. Because I can put this back in here, pop this back in, and hello, it's sealed. So just kind of a buyer beware on the websites. I don't know. It's just one of those things. I'm like, so you can get it out without breaking the seal. That doesn't mean you didn't make a copy. Not that I've ever experienced that, thankfully. Lady of Liberty. I showed this last time, and I'd only had a little bit here, and I was working on the skirt. I am stitching this on 36 count aged saffron, Dames of the Needle, and this is the size. A fabric I bought in Comfort, Texas at the Tinsmith's Wife. And here is where I'm at now. I have the entire red on the bodice done. One arm and her neck, I was going up into her face when I ran out of, the strand ran out. And then I thought, okay, I'll work on this skirt. So, you know, do a thing of skirt, work something else, do a thing of skirt. I messed up somewhere in here, and I am not ripping all this out, so she is going to smell like fudge when she is done. But I got frustrated with myself, and so put her away for a little while and pulled out a different piece, which I'll show in a minute. But, well, I'll show it now. Why not? Zelda, Mirabilia. I started this on January 1st, 2020. I am doing a color conversion. I fixed my mistake. I had to rip out a chunk up here, I think. And so what you're going to see when I hold it up is you're going to see the dress, no skin. The dress from like the sleeve all the way down into her gown here. I'm making her in violets because Hodgkin's lymphoma that my daughter had, the ribbon color is violet. And I'm using Thorn. There we go. It's 32 count by hand dyed by Stephanie. And it's not opal, it's just linen. 32 count linen. Fat quarter. Here's where I'm at now. I was really nervous about my colors. Oh, I was gonna get those things. How I picked my colors. I was really nervous, particularly this really light, more blue than purple, and then this really dark, more blue than purple. But if you stand back and if you look here, it follows the colors that were used in the original. Meaning, your color has the color and it has hue and tint. Meaning, is it a dark pink, light pink, medium pink? And in quilting, they have what they call red glasses. They're just sunglasses you could put over your eyes. And what they do is they take all the color out and just leave the, blanking on the correct word. I want to say hue, but I don't think that's right. Essentially, is it a light color, is it a medium color, and is it a dark color? Because in quilting, it's pleasing to the eye if you have a good balance of those things. So you don't put three light colors right next to each other, because when you put those glasses on, it just bleaches out. That probably didn't make any sense. But what I did is I pulled the original colors and then pulled my colors, and essentially a dark purple, or a dark hue to a dark hue, a medium hue to a medium hue, and a light hue to a light hue. And I think that's why they're balancing. And you can actually kind of see some depth particularly here in her chest area, and how even if she's sitting there, this part of the fabric would look lighter. It'll be interesting as I get down, like the black starts here, right here. When I get down into this section, how these colors are going to balance out. And I think they're going to work nicely. Excuse me. The original calls for DMC and silk, and there were 4 silks, 4 water lilies. I changed one of them. I don't remember. I have it written down. So when I'm done, I will definitely share my conversion. So it's still going to have the 4 water lilies in here, and it's going to have DMC. But for this black, I wanted the black, it was 310, but I wanted the black really to be solid. Whenever I see a banding like this, I think it's, you know, kind of that velour, velvety kind of feel and look. So I bought Silk Lame, Petite Silk Lame braid, SP01, and it has that little bit of sparkle. So you use this as it comes off, just one single strand. So here's a strand right here. So there's a little bit of a metallic, and then this. You just use it as it comes off the card. I have never stitched with this before. Oh, I love it. I understand why Leslie from Under the Sea Fabrics subs out Silk Lame, and I've used Splendor Silk, so she uses Splendor Silks and Silk Lame in a lot of, it's not necessarily conversion, but she adds that accent to her pieces. I understand this is a wonderful fiber to use. And you just use it in a regular needle. I use size 26 needles, particularly on 32 count. You just use it. I do use shorter lengths than normal, than my typical DMC, but it's stitching up so nicely, and I actually have used it like this kind of flower leafy part here. That is the Silk Lame. You might not be able to see the sparkle, but I'm thinking when it gets down into that band, it'll really, really pop, and it has fabulous coverage. Fabulous coverage. I mean, 310 is a good color, but sometimes the coverage is questionable on different fabrics. So I'm using that. And then I've got all my fibers here. So these are my colors, and I'm going to change the roses. The roses are going to be, instead of this really kind of pinky rose, they're going to be more of the burgundy wine. So they'll still have the same effect, but I've deepened the colors because I thought with the purples, it deepens the color. So if you are interested in doing color conversion, my advice, do a smaller piece, because I've done a couple of smaller ones. But you want hue to hue. So if it's a darker pink, like in this area, then you want the darker purple there. If it's this lighter pink, then you want a lighter purple. You don't have to have the special, I think they're called red glasses. If you have a phone, you can take a picture of the original colors and put the ones you're thinking of using next to it. And then you can use the filters and make a black and white filter. And then you could see, is it a dark to a dark, a medium to a medium, because that can help you. And that's what I did. I used the glasses and I used my phone. And I did end up changing numbers because there wasn't enough, there needed more contrast or too much contrast or something like that. So that is my tip. I hope that made sense. It did make sense in my head, but you know, when you actually say something, it might not. The other piece I've been working on is this one, Family Tree by Thistles in the Netherlands. And I added my cottages down here. So there's 16 cottages on mine, and the cottages are all done. I'm working on this center tree. Last time you saw it, I had this branch mostly done, at the branch part, not the leaves. I had a few leaves done. And this branch was mostly done, stitched, the brown. I don't remember if I had any leaves there. But that's the part I've been working on, and it's over 3 pages, so I'm trying to get page 1 done. Nice to get the whole project done, but I've kind of found my stride on this piece. So here's where the entire piece is now. And so I added leaves, then on this branch, there's 2 browns in there, so I added the second brown and I added leaves. So there's that 3rd branch down there I'm working on. And so I'm kind of going to do a couple brown strands, doing a couple greens, and back and forth. So yeah, the tree is starting to really take shape. And then this piece will be done. Well, technically it's not done because I need to go over some of the squares again, the dates, like this one. The dates kind of blend in. They're all overdyeds and just how the overdyed's laid. So I think I figured out how I'm going to fix that, because there's 3 or 4 of the squares that I need to do that to. I mean, this one you could see the date easy, and the one next to it, and this one too. But some of them you can't. Yeah, so like my husband's, mine, and one of our sons, you can see the initials, but you can't see the dates. So yeah, I have to fix those. I think I figured it out though. So this is on 36 count flax, Zweitgart. Really, really like this fabric. It's a nice neutral. It has a nice body to it. It's nice to stitch on. And I think it'll just make this piece even more, I don't know, of an heirloom piece. So those are the 3 pieces I've been stitching on the most. I don't think I've touched anything else. You know, I thought of picking something else up, but I thought, you know, between Zelda and Family Tree, those 2 have my interest now. So I'm just going to go with it. Another mom brag. My daughter she just turned 17 this last month. And I've shown this before. She's been working on this Heaven and Earth design. I think I bought it for her 15th birthday, maybe her 14th. I think her 15th. And I bought it PDF with intention of giving it to her. I do not have any plans on stitching this, so you know, I don't break copyright. If I would stitch it, then it would break copyright. I would actually buy myself another copy if I wanted to stitch it again. This is on 18 count Aida. It's white, or it was white at one time. It does need to be washed, but it's finished. She finished it. Okay, she is 17 and she finished a Haid. There's hope for me because I have several Haids started, and here it is. This is Mini Amethyst by Rachel Anderson, distributed through Heaven and Earth Design. We'll get our copy PDF. Look at the subtleties of those purples. It's just absolutely gorgeous. You could just see all of the detail. And she talked about how sometimes, you know, she'd get in an area, it's like, oh my gosh, I have to change purples, or what are these purples doing next to each other? And then she stepped back and she saw the whole effect. Yep. She is 17, so if you think you can't finish your Haid, this proves you wrong. It's all DMC, except there is that one Kreinik 032 that's in a lot of the Haids. And this piece, there's not much in it. It's up in her hands and on her necklace, I think. There's not a whole lot in this particular one. I know some of them have a lot, but this one doesn't have too much. But yeah. So now I need to, we'll wash it and then frame it for her. 2 strands over 1 square. Just the detail is just amazing. She is not comfortable being in my videos, I've asked. But if you follow me on Instagram, which is just mondotstitches, all one word, no punctuation of any kind, you've seen the picture of her holding her piece. So some people commented that she looks a lot like her, and I never realized that. I also showed it on Stitch Mania and in Minnesota Cross Stitch Group, because a lot of those ladies have been cheering her on. And we have another gathering this coming Saturday, the 22nd, in Minnetonka at the Byerly's by Ridgedale Mall. If you are in the area, you are welcome to come. No charge. It's from 11 a.m. till 4 p.m. It's usually till 5, but there's something going on. But 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Minnetonka, Minnesota. Byerly's by Ridgedale Mall. So the Super Target, Barnes & Noble, Byerly's. It's kind of in where all those little strip malls are. So if you know the area, you know what area I'm talking about. We plan on being there, barring something coming up. And love to see you there if you're going to be there. And I am planning on having her bring this piece so you can even see it up close because it's just beautiful. And again, we have to wash it because it took her probably a year and a half. But it's really only the last 8 or 9 months that she's really focused on it. And it just looks absolutely beautiful. I have mini ruby for myself to stitch because that's my birthstone. I haven't even started it. But now this makes me go, oh yeah, I should pull one of my haids out and actually put some stitches in it. But not right now. I do my haids, I usually stitch in hand, but I do my haids on a frame on my Lowry stand, and I have a 3-year-old, and I have dogs that like to chew wood, which although the stand is stainless steel, my frames are wood. So, not right now. Anyway, I think that's all I have. Yeah. What is that? Oh. Yes, that's all I have. I've been looking at the market previews, and there's a couple things that have caught my eye. But we will see when they all will come out what happens then. So I hope you have a good day and a good stitching month for the rest of the month. And I will talk to you probably, I don't know, 2-3 weeks, something like that. It seems to work for me to do about every 2 to 3 weeks. And my email is below, my Instagram is below, and I look forward to talking to you all soon. It was brought up on a video that somebody, they were making rude comments. And can I just say, can we keep that out of our community? It's one thing to say constructive information, constructive input, such as, you know, if I'd ask, should I put it on red or blue, and you would say, oh, I like the red better. That's different. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is people just trying to tear people down. We don't need that in our community, so let's try and avoid it as much as possible. And I couldn't believe when they talked about it in their video. And I will put it, I've been doing this for 5 years. I have no problem deleting comments if I feel they're inappropriate. I've done it a few times. Thankfully not, haven't had to do it too often, but there's so much bleh in this world. Let's try and swing the pendulum the other way so there's more, you know, kind of the high fives, cheering people on kind of atmosphere. Not that there's never difficulty in life. Trust me, we can all give stories. But yeah, can we just keep it a little more positive? I also want to say I have been watching Fresh Coast Stitcher. She's in Michigan, and I'm blanking on her first name, so sorry. I'll link her below, and it might take me a couple days to get the links in because of just our computer setup, but she needs more subscribers. So go watch her, and I put 2 on the last video. There was another one I wanted to add. Oh, Megan. I don't want to butcher her last name. It begins with a B. I'll put her information below. So I'm going to put 2 new to me floss tubers, and you know, go check them out. See if you like them or not. Because we can encourage each other by that way too, increasing our subscription numbers. And to me, it'd be great to get to 2,000, but yeah, if it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Not a big deal. So I will let you all go, and love to you all, and talk to you soon.